everybody. My name is Angela Atkinson, and I'm the director of the North Metro Small Business Development Center, and want to welcome all of you to our information session today on the Entrepreneurship for Creative session that we're going to be offering in January. So this is one of 3 information sessions where we're just going to touch on and give a very brief overview of the content of the course, but mostly to allow you all to get a feel for us, our teaching style and the content, and also most importantly to answer any questions that you might have. So before we get started, I want to introduce to you Hannah Curtis, who is my sidekick in our courses, and maybe John will be joining as well. But Hannah, can you just let folks know about yourself?
Yep, so my name's Hannah. I'm a coordinator with the North Metro SBDC, and I'll be supporting the course. So any questions you have leading up to the course, especially about registration or scheduling, anything like that, I'm your go-to. And we'll also be supporting the course throughout the sessions. So any questions with homework as we get into that, just here to help you through anything. So feel free to reach out with any questions anytime. We're really looking forward to this course, and we're just here to support and to help.
So thank you, Hannah, and maybe John might be hopping on. So there's 3 of us who administer and serve as instructors and support for our programming. So in case you all don't know, I rattled off SBDC quickly. It's an acronym. It stands for Small Business Development Center. And for those of you who don't know what the SBDC is, we're all over the country. So pretty much every town in the United States has an affiliated SBDC. We are grant funded through the SBA to provide free one-on-one consulting and either low cost or free webinars and programming to small businesses. So it's a huge resource that's available to small businesses. We have an amazing bench of experts and entrepreneurs who are there to help you with your business, and it's all free. And we're talking attorneys, CPAs and tax experts, marketing folks, strategic planners. What am I missing, Hannah? Just we basically cover you know, all topics small business. And if we don't have the area of expertise, then we will find someone to help you out. So our website is northmetrosbdc.com, and you can make an appointment with a consultant there. But without taking up a whole lot of time, because we do have 30 minutes here, I did want to first of all mention, super important, our sponsor and partner in this is the City and County of Broomfield. We've already run this course, and it was such a big success that the city and county approached us again, and so we'll be running these programs throughout 2021. It's kind of a unique teaching approach that we take. It's a small group. We limit class size to 12, and we are educators. We have expertise in small business, but we also really understand the learning process. And so our teaching approach is not the guru at the front of the room imparting knowledge and just hoping that you're getting it and absorbing it. We really meet you where you are as a group and individually, and we view the teaching process as collaborative and co-creative. And by that, we certainly have an agenda and a curriculum, but we are also willing to drop that agenda if that's not where the class is, or they're not ready for it, or they're ready to move on to something else. So we're not rigid, and we're also quite humble in our approach to teaching, and we learn as much from our classes as we hope that you're learning from what we have to offer. So a couple things I'm going to touch on the course overview. There's also off to the side a question panel for you throughout the presentation today. And at the end, just type in any questions. Hannah will interrupt me or raise a hand, and I'll attempt to answer those questions as we go. let's see, when is it? Okay, so it starts on January 21st. And it's 6 to 8, I think. Is that right, Hannah? Okay, 6 to 8. It is by Zoom. So it is virtual. It is 5 or 6 sessions? I can't quite remember. I think we added an extra session. I think it's 6 sessions. And at the end of it, you get a product, you get a takeaway of your choice. It could be framework for a business plan. It could be an outline for a new website. So we really place a high value on tangible action items that you can take from the class. So I think, what did I miss, Hannah?
I think that's everything. I was just looking over our, the information we have on our website, which is also a great place if you do need to refer back to any information. We have a whole page dedicated to it. So, yep, the January 21st through February 18th, in case you're wondering how far, how long it runs, how many sessions it is. It's 5 weeks. We do have scholarships available. I'm sure we'll get into some of that. But otherwise, I think you covered everything, and we'll get into more as we go.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we want to make sure that we let you know about the scholarship for Broomfield residents, as our sponsors are making that available. And also we have our own SBDC scholarship. So I know these can be trying times for folks. So we want to make sure that financial barriers or limitations don't serve as a barrier to getting this knowledge. Okay. So I am going to attempt to share my screen, and my staff makes fun of me all the time. No matter how many webinars I do, I always struggle with this piece of it because I have multiple monitors. Okay, and let me make full screen. All right, Hannah, am I there?
Yes, looks great.
Okay, yes, sponsored by the City and County of Broomfield, starting on January 21st, and everything that you need to know about this course is at northmetrosvdc.com. So we don't sugarcoat things here. As many of you know, that starting out with a new business, and particularly a creative business, can be a daunting task. And the statistics can be a little discouraging if you take them at face value. A lot of businesses don't make it to their first year. But the one caveat and the asterisk that we want to put on those statistics is that those businesses who do reach out and ask for help, assistance through an SBDC or another business planning and education entity, do see higher rates of success over the long term. So you guys are in the right place at the right time. So pat yourself on the back for getting information about this course. You've already upped the statistics for success. So and we're going to get into why did we create this niche of creative entrepreneurs as opposed to just an overall umbrella of entrepreneurs. You're going to hear this drumbeat throughout the course is the very nature that you perceive yourself as creative, and part of your artistry is in the creative sector makes you uniquely well suited to be a successful entrepreneur, because starting your own business is an inherently creative process. You're taking nothing and building and manifesting something that's aligned and true to your gifts and your authentic vision. So you're one step ahead just in the fact that you already, presumably, are in touch with your creative faculties, and you know how to go from nothing to something in not a very articulate or poetic way of putting it, but just again, congratulations to you, because I think we need, and the world needs, more creative inspired businesses. So one of the things that we touch on, there's a lot of important information, and I would say left brain analytical technical information on business start tools that are out there on YouTube, and just there's just a lot of information that's out there. One twist that we hold based on experience and also our educational philosophy is that we address mindset and give it as much importance as the analytical and technical tools. So starting a business is a roller coaster, and there will be some days when you'll feel on top of the world. You sold that first product and you're like, oh, I got this, I feel so great. And then the next day, you know, the bottom could fall out. And it's that roller coaster of ups and downs, which are a given, that we also provide tools and how to use, you know, surf the waves of the good days and the bad days. Because a successful entrepreneur views, you know, failures or I would say missed expectations as actually an opportunity to learn. There's actually, you know, there's actually studies and about, it's called the growth versus the fixed mindset. And those businesses and entrepreneurs who have a growth mindset, who see failure as an opportunity to grow and view feedback as constructive and really don't take things personally, just have the right kind of mindset to be able to surf those ups and downs versus a fixed mindset, which is just it's harder to absorb the variability and the volatility that's just part and parcel of starting a business. This can be learned. So know that we will be touching on how do I grow this? Everyone has room to grow in this arena. So this is something that we include in all of our courses, is this development of an entrepreneurial mindset. So who is this course for? So I talked a little bit about why did we specifically draw out creatives? I mean, one is that it's a value of the North Metro SBDC that we want to bring more right brain, creative, rule breaking, you know, challenging the status quo types of business into the marketplace and support the growth, because it's not an easy road. So if you're bucking norms, it's already a little bit of a more difficult task. And so we want to just take that as a given, that you guys are mavericks, you're really testing things out, and you're willing to shake things up in order to bring your dream business to fruition. We don't hold a tight definition of what a creative is. Like I said, any new business is an inherently creative process. However, we'll be using as examples businesses that are in the typical creative fields: writers, musicians, designers, you know, even programmers. It's a creative process. So all are welcome. So just be willing to really tap into that right brain part of your knowing and wisdom that will really take you far in terms of your business development. So one of the unique things about just addressing the creative niches is that by virtue of you being an artist in the creative field is that you really hang your hat on being different and unique, specialized, and differentiated. And by that, I mean that generally copycats in the more creative fields don't necessarily do that well because it's not, from a definition standpoint, creative and unique. So one of the challenges that this provides is that you don't oftentimes have a point of comparison. So you may be doing market research and you've got a super niche kind of a business, and it's really hard to know without being able to compare, how do I price? How do I market? You know, so there can oftentimes be a lack of standards or not directly comparable standards that can help you know if you're on the right track. So we just take that as a given. It might be true for you, it might not, but that's normal. So we want to make sure that we emphasize that. We're also going to be encouraging you to think of your creativity as as your inventory in a way. So basically, your creative impulse and the special stamp of uniqueness that you put on your product or service is incredibly valuable, and it is what is essential to the success of your business. So if you are not tending your creativity in the same way you would tend any other aspect of inventory, or I'm not sure what other comparisons there are, but the main thing we want you to know is take this as sacred. Take your creativity as something to be nurtured, cared for, and it comes first. If you're not taking care of that wellspring of creative juices, then your business is going to be at a disadvantage. The other thing that oftentimes comes up with creative businesses is that it can be really challenging when you get to the conversation around marketing and pricing. So again, it's oftentimes there may not be a point of comparison, or it may not be directly comparable. So the issue of pricing might be challenging. But what I have seen in my own coaching and in my own experience as a creative entrepreneur is that on those days that I'm maybe a little more insecure or unsure of my business or somewhat less confident, I start losing sight of what I internally know to be true, and I start chasing the market. And I start adapting my product or adapting my message in order to attract a market that I think will be a fit. And what happens is that you lose that groundedness, you lose that center, you lose that knowingness that can serve as a beacon so that you're attracting customers because you're in one place, you're stable, you know your product, and you're not moving all over the place to try to attract people, to find you or to want your product. So that's something that is somewhat more unique to creative businesses that we'll talk about. The other piece is it's essential that you find your people. Successful entrepreneurs have a network. They have a personal network. They have a professional network. They've pulled in family members to say, hey, I'm doing something that's kind of risky here and I need your support. So you want to make sure that you're not trying to do this solo. And that's one place where the SBDC comes in with our coaches and counselors and with the other peers that you'll find in these classes, is that they can provide that support to give you honest feedback, tell you things maybe you don't want to hear, but may serve as that one decision-making factor that could make or break your business. So again, in this course, you'll find a community. The way that we structure our teaching is we have a component that is lecture and delivery of material. We integrate into all of our courses ample time in breakout rooms, in group discussions, where you'll also be learning from each other. And in our last class, we had people who, one was a graphic designer and was able to do a logo for someone else in the class. So, you're able to instantly increase your network and your understanding just by attending the course. And we're intentional about that. So by the end of the course, you're going to really know your service and your product. And by that, I mean, you're going to be able to describe, do an elevator pitch, be able to really articulate what differentiates your product and service from the rest of the world. And you're also going to be able to identify what, from the customer's perspective, what problem are you solving for them? Or what pain point are you addressing? You'll be able to do that without losing that grounded center that was in the lighthouse slide. So it is important that you get over in the shoes of your customer and be able to really think and feel, we call it empathy mapping, what they're needing and wanting. And it just helps you make a connection, an authentic connection with your market. Related to this is that we'll spend a fair amount of time on helping you to really understand your audience. So we have industry statistics and reports we'll give you tips on doing market research, but you'll really be able to, again, be able to understand the needs, pain points, and desires of your market. So, and Connie, I think, is on this call. So hello, Connie, but I wanted to just share with you, these are a few of our past students who also agreed to do a testimonial video that, that Hannah will send out to all of you. But I just wanted to give you a bit of a profile of the previous students and their businesses. So there's Connie, who's a brilliant artist, who makes custom greeting cards. Kristen, a coffee roaster, amazing coffee that she delivers to your home. Carol does these really cute, whimsical Caddy. She heard the name of her business is Caddy Girls, t-shirts and cookies. And then Julie, just this beautiful calligraphy. And, you know, all of these students were, you know, coming in with different needs, but we really tried to tailor the course to meet all of them so that they're learning from each other, but also all of them growing their business. So just the last little piece, like I said in the beginning, if you're not walking away with something that you can point to and say, hey, I did this, it's an action item or a tangible product, a website, homepage, or a video, or maybe it's a budget, you know, then we will have considered ourselves successful. If you do all of the exercises and all of the homework, you'll actually walk away with a business plan. So we break the course into the elements of a business plan that you can put together at the very end. And, you know, if you're looking for funding or if you're just looking for a strategic planning document, you can walk away with a business plan. And we do give a fair amount of homework. That's up to you whether you do it or not. But what you invest in this class, you're also investing in your business and most importantly, yourself. So again, it's a 5-week course every Thursday from 6 to 8 starting in January. The full price is $195. It is just $50 for Broomfield residents. And we also have a scholarship available on our website as part of our Giving Back program. And so you can actually get this course for half price if you commit to doing some work for a nonprofit or a cause of your choice. So that is it for the overview. Okay.
Great, thanks, Angela. We had some questions come in. Oh, and hey, John.
Hello.
And here's John, our third partner in crime, or second partner in crime. Why don't you introduce yourself, John? Say hello.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Hovey, and I'll be helping to produce this course as well. So I'm with the North Metro SBDC as the Special Projects Coordinator, and you will be my special project.
In a good way.
In a good way.
All right.
Great. Well, a couple questions. So to start off with, Charlie is asking if you could maybe revisit the term "tend your creativity." I know that was one of your slides. If you could just go into that with a little more detail.
Yeah. So, so if you agree with the premise that your creative, that creative impulse serves as the foundation of your business, putting that at the top in terms of your priority for caretaking. So whatever it is that feeds your creative juice, is it yoga? Is it a walk? Is it journaling? Is it kickboxing? I don't know. Or, you know, just sitting down and doing your work. One of the, and we'll talk about this in the course, one of the common pitfalls when you start a business is this challenge of overwhelm and prioritization. And self-care and tending your creativity can sometimes fall down the rungs of the ladder. When you do that, you're really, it's at the cost of your business because your creativity is the center of that. So hopefully that answers your question, Charlie.
Great, thank you. So another question, this course is going to be held through Zoom. How techie do I need to be?
Good question. So if you're on and you're watching this, you have enough technical know-how. And if you don't, Hannah and John are whizzes, and we will, once you register for the course, we'll reach out and walk you through. We do have a learning platform that you'll have a login to, so we'll walk you through how to log in. But we're there well, I'm not going to say 24/7. I'll say 5 days a week to help you get access to the course. So you don't have to be super techie.
Great, thank you. So another question, I've been working on a business idea, but I'm not yet in business. Should I take this course?
Yes, yeah, it's for, it's really for any business. I would say there's no, even if you're already in business, we'll be going back over some principles, and a lot of times marketing is something that you don't get to early on. So we'll be touching on marketing. We will be talking about how to structure your business. So once you decide to take the plunge, will you be an LLC, an S Corp, a sole proprietor? How do you register your trade name? So we will be going through all of those steps if you're not yet in business. So it's perfectly applicable to new businesses.
Great, thank you. Another question, you mentioned the scholarship available and the work maybe that comes along with that, giving back to a nonprofit. How can I learn more about the scholarship and apply?
Yeah, Hannah, you or John, you guys want to field that? Because, I think it's got its own page on the site.
Yep, it's on our website, and so we can send you that link to fill out the form to register. And there is a different, if you're in Broomfield, there's a specific scholarship for you. We also have a general scholarship, even if you're not in Broomfield. So we can get you connected with that information and that application to get you the discount code.
And basically, just so you know, it's an honor system. We would like for you to make a commitment to helping out in a food bank or a cause of your choice. Just to start to ingrain this idea of giving back. And we'll talk about the idea of money as currency and flow. So we want to make sure that what you're taking in, you're also giving back in a way of your choice. So that's the idea behind the Giving Back program, is to keep that flow of generosity going. It's an honor system. We're not going to check up on you, but we would really encourage you to consider looking at it.
Well, those are our questions that our viewers have typed in so far. So if you do have, we might be getting one more in here. But I was just going to say, if you do have questions at any time, you can always reach out to us before before you make the decision to register. John just put in the chat there where you can find out more about the scholarship program.
Yeah, and this is recorded. So if there's someone that you think of that might benefit from this course, feel free to send them the recording. We have 2 more info sessions we're doing before the class launches, but happy to answer any questions. And we really hope that we see you in January. So anything else, you guys? Are we good?
Well, there is another question. So how will you help us identify our strengths and build them so we have a creative company?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we do a formal strength and weakness, opportunity and threats called a SWOT. It's kind of the basic assessment of areas of opportunity for you, and then areas where you may want to, look at evaluating your product or your business idea. We do run, when we're talking about business ideas, we run little focus group types of settings. So we're very constructive and generous in our feedback and honest. So, if you're still in the business idea stage, you know, looking at ways in which that's really, you know, got some possibilities, and we think that there's some strength and viability there, and maybe there's some other things that you want to look at. It's a competitive environment, or the pricing, or you know, just all kinds of things. Or how are you going to, even though hopefully we're wrapping up the COVID stage, but if you're starting your business within the next 6 months, are you planning on that transition to COVID and post-COVID world? So that's, you know, that's how we handle. We really want to give you the kind of feedback that in the end is going to help you to grow. And in our past class, we had students change their minds, you know, so, or really adapt their product and the name of their product as a result of the feedback that that they received. So, well, awesome. Well, if there aren't any more questions, then reach out to us if you have any additional questions or follow up. And thank you for allowing us to take a half hour in the middle of the day, and hope everyone has a healthy and safe holiday.